road tripping has to be the ultimate way to see the USA. It gives you the freedom to go where you want when you want. You can drive up, down, across, around, or straight through every single state of the continental US. Do you want to revel in yesteryear along Route 66, marvel at spectacular sunsets on the Pacific Coast HWY, or take in sublime scenery in the Appalachian Mountains or along rocky Massachusetts coastline? Watch on for some of the best US road trips, plus some well-loved scenic drives, as well as tips on how to tackle them. In this video, we are going to tell you about top 10 scenic routes road trip in the USA. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick till the end. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, so let's start. Number 10. Pacific Coast Highway, a drive along America's stunning western coastline, is road tripping at its finest. In California, Highway 1, also called the Pacific Coast Highway, Highway 101, and I-5 passes dizzying sea cliffs, idiosyncratic beach towns, and a few major cities. Laid-back San Diego, rocker Los Angeles, and beatnik San Francisco. North of the Redwoods, Highway 101 swoops into Oregon for windswept capes, rocky tide pools, and, for Twilight fans, Ecola State Park, the stand-in for Werewolf Haven Los Angeles Push, Washington. Cross the Columbia River into Washington for Wet and Wild Olympic National Park. The route time, no stopping. Give yourself 4 days because traffic and 2-lane roads will slow you down. To fully enjoy the sights, allow 10 to 14 days. Mileage, about 1,500 miles. Start to end San Diego to San Francisco. Number 9. Blue Ridge Parkway. There's not one stoplight to spoil the ride on this 469-mile roadway traversing the southern Appalachian Mountains of Virginia and North Carolina. Along its nearly 217 miles in Virginia, you can watch sublime sunsets, scan for wildlife, and lose all sense of the present while gazing at the vast wilderness. Hikes take you deeper into nature, from easy lakeside trails to challenging scrambles to Eagle's Nest heights. Camp or spend the night at forest lodges. Don't miss the bluegrass and mountain music scenes of nearby towns such as Floyd and Galax. The route time at least 2 days, but allow 5 days to do it right. It's slow going on the steep, curvy roads, plus you'll want to make a pit stop for hiking, eating, and sightseeing. Mileage 469 miles. Start to end Front Royal, Virginia to Cherokee, North Carolina. Number 8. Route 66. Known as the Mother Road, this fragile ribbon of asphalt was the USA original road trip, launched in 1926. It begins in Chicago at the iconic Route 66 sign, from where the 300-mile stretch onward through Illinois offers classic, time-worked touring. Fork into thick slabs of pie in small-town diners. Snap photos of roadside attractions like the Gemini Giant, a sky-high fiberglass spaceman, and motor on past neon signs, drive-in movie theaters, and other Americana. From here it's 2,100 miles more to the end of the route in Los Angeles. The route time. You might be able to do this trip in 2 or 3 days if you rush, but plan for 6 and enjoy the drive. Mileage, about 1,250 miles, depending on segments driven. Start to end Chicago, Illinois to Los Angeles, California. Number 7. Natchez Trace Parkway. What began as a buffalo trail running roughly between modern-day Nashville, Tennessee, to the riverbanks at Natchez, Mississippi, this historic route was further trampled by Native Americans who used it as a hunting and trading route. Later it saw the footsteps of fur traders, European settlers, enslavers, Confederate soldiers, and presidents. With jade swamps, hiking trails, opulent mansions, riverside saloons, and layer upon layer of American history, the Natchez Trace Parkway is the richest drive in the South. The route time 3 days, though you could do it in 2. Travel times aren't exactly speedy on the 2-lane road. Mileage 444 miles. Start to end Nashville, Tennessee to Natchez, Mississippi. Number 6. Great River Road. This epic roadway edges the Mississippi River from its headwaters in northern Minnesota's pine forests all the way south to its endpoint in New Orleans. For a look at America across cultural divides, north to south, urban to rural, Baptist to Bohemian, this is the road trip to make. Despite the name, the Great River RD is not a single highway, but a series of linked federal, state, and county roads that follow the Mississippi River as it flows through 10 different states. The one constant, wherever you are, is the green paddle wheel sign that marks the way. The route times 6 days to drive the road from north to south. 10 days enables a more comfortable, realistic pace. Mileage about 2,000 miles. Start to end Itasca State Park, Minnesota to New Orleans, Louisiana. Number 5. Florida Highway 1 for quintessential Florida sights and experiences. Highway 1 spanning the Atlantic shoreline is it. Palm Beach's mansions, Fort Lauderdale's yachts, and Miami's domino-clacking Cuban enclave of Little Havana all pop up along the way. Pristine, windswept beaches harboring endangered birds and manatees. They're here at Canaveral National Seashore. Beaches are known for hard partying nightlife and NASCAR racing. Also here at Daytona. Delicious seafood shacks and pastel-hued waterfront hotels are everywhere. This coast-hugging thoroughfare features miles and miles of beaches interspersed with fascinating historical sites, from the USA's oldest city to sobering slavery exhibits to NASA rockets. Glittering Miami provides the big finale. The route times 6 days to take in the sights. Mileage 475 miles. Start to end Amelia Island to Miami. Number 4. Mile Drive, California. The so-called 17-mile drive spanning California's Monterey Peninsula clocks in at less than 10 miles long. On a privately owned strip-off Highway 1, stretching from the towns of Pacific Grove to Carmel, the road runs through the Del Monte forests belonging to the exclusive Pebble Beach golf community. With surf-beaten cliffs and colonies of harbor seals, it also boasts spectacular sunsets over the Pacific that residents say are worth the $10.25 entry fee to use the private road. Route: the Monterey Bay Aquarium has sunlit kelp forest tanks, a petting pool, and a 1,000,000-gallon tank with giant sharks and sea turtles. Number 3. US 1, Florida Keys. Leaving the mainland for the 120-mile-long island chain of Florida's Keys, travelers enter a paradise of beach bars, water sports, and parrot heads, Jimmy Buffett fans. From Key Largo to Key West, the overseas highway strings the islands together like beads, running past lighthouses, underwater coral reef parks, and across 7-Mile Bridge, one of the longest bridges in the world. Route: on the docks at Islamorada, travelers can hand-feed baitfish to tarpon more than 6 feet long. Number 2. Route 12, Utah. The Red Rock Majesty of Utah is on triumphant display on State Route 12 winding between Capitol Reef and Bryce Canyon National Parks. The 124-mile strip has funky small towns and very few entry points, so it takes a map and determination to witness the steep sandstone canyons and bluffs of the Purple Sage and to tackle the narrow cliff-hanging ridgeline road called the Hogback. Route: the Log and Sandstone Kiva Coffee House in Escalante supplies travelers with art, coffee, and views of Escalante Grand Staircase National Monument. Number 1. Bluebonnet Trail, Texas. Between Austin and Houston lies the Lone Star State's most beautiful scenery, especially from March to May when the wild bluebonnets are out in force. From Austin, you'll pass a chain of 7 interconnected lakes on the Colorado River, including Lake Buchanan, a wilderness resort area popular with fishermen and artists. Route: to admire more of the state's native flowers, visit the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Research Center, named for the First Lady who made national beautification a priority. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon to get more updates and notifications. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.